Are you looking for a way to make any woman obsessed with you? If so, you've come to the right place. In this video, we will be exploring how to make any woman deeply and madly obsessed with you. Whether it's your longtime partner or a new flame, we'll explain the tips and tricks you need to know in order to make any woman fall head over heels for you. So, let's get started and find out how to make any woman obsessed with you. 1. Use associative conditioning. One of the best psychological tricks to make any woman obsessed with you is to use associative conditioning. Essentially, you want to create a situation where she associates you with positive feelings. This can be achieved through a variety of methods, but one of the most effective is to plan a series of activities that she enjoys and do them with her. For example, if she loves hiking, plan a few hiking trips together and make sure they're enjoyable experiences. Over time, she'll start to associate those positive feelings with you, which will make her more likely to think about you and want to spend time with you. Associative conditioning is all about creating positive emotional connections between you and her. So, if you're looking to make her obsessed with you, focus on planning activities that she loves and making them memorable experiences. By doing this consistently over time, you'll be well on your way to creating that powerful emotional bond that will make her want to be with you all the time. 2. Plant the seed. One of the most powerful psychological tricks to make any woman obsessed with you is to plant a seed in her mind. This means subtly suggesting the idea of a future together or making her imagine what it would be like to be with you. You can do this by dropping hints in conversation about your shared interests or casually mentioning events or activities you could do together in the future. For example, if she mentions she loves Italian food, suggest a great Italian restaurant you've been meaning to try and ask if she'd like to join you. The key is to not be too overt or aggressive with your suggestions, but to let her mind start to envision a future with you. Once you've planted the seed, you can nurture it over time by continuing to suggest more ideas and creating more shared experiences together. Just be careful not to overdo it and come across as pushy or needy. This can be a delicate balance, but if you do it right, you'll have her thinking about you constantly and wondering when she'll see you again. 3. Don't fill every gap in the conversation. One of the biggest mistakes men make when trying to make a woman obsessed with them is talking too much. It's easy to feel the pressure to fill every gap in the conversation, but this is actually counterproductive. In psychology, there's a term called information gap theory. Essentially, humans have a natural drive to seek out information to fill gaps in their knowledge or experience. This is why cliffhangers are so effective in TV shows. Our brains are wired to want to know what happens next. By intentionally leaving gaps in the conversation, you're creating an information gap that she will feel compelled to fill. This builds curiosity and anticipation, which are powerful emotions that can lead to obsession. Of course, you don't want to take this to the extreme and have awkward silences. The key is finding a balance between engaging in conversation and leaving room for her to ask questions or share her own thoughts. Try asking open-ended questions that invite her to share more about herself, or making statements that are interesting enough to provoke a response. But resist the urge to fill every gap in the conversation. Trust the power of the information gap theory and let her come to you. By implementing these psychology tricks to make any woman obsessed, you'll be on your way to building a deep connection and fostering the obsession you desire. 4. Find the balance between being too much and not enough. One of the most important psychological tricks for making any woman obsessed with you is to find the right balance in your interactions. You don't want to come on too strong and risk scaring her off, but you also don't want to be too distant and risk losing her interest. So how do you find this balance? It starts by paying attention to her reactions. Is she responding positively to your advances? Is she engaging in conversation and showing interest in getting to know you better? If so, then you can gradually increase the intensity of your interactions. On the other hand, if she seems hesitant or disinterested, then it's time to take a step back. Give her some space and let her come to you when she's ready. Remember, you can't force someone to be obsessed with you. It has to be a natural, organic process. Another way to find balance is to pay attention to your own behavior. Are you being too clingy or needy? Are you coming on too strong with your compliments and gestures? If so, then it's time to tone it down a bit. Focus on building a connection with her on a deeper level, rather than just trying to impress her with grand gestures. Ultimately, finding the right balance between being too much and not enough is all about being attuned to the other person's needs and desires. By paying attention to her reactions and adjusting your approach accordingly, you'll be well on your way to making any woman obsessed with you. 5. Build the sexual tension. Another important aspect of making any woman obsessed with you is building sexual tension. It's crucial to remember that attraction is not just physical, it's psychological as well. To create this tension, you need to use psychological tricks to make any woman obsessed with you. Here are some effective techniques to get the ball rolling. 1. Eye contact. Eye contact is a powerful tool for creating sexual tension. Hold her gaze a little longer than usual and see how she responds. A woman who is interested in you will hold your gaze and maybe even flirt back. 2. Body language. Use your body language to your advantage. Stand up straight, make eye contact, and lean in when talking to her. These actions will signal to her that you are confident and interested in her. 3. Flirting. Flirting is a great way to create sexual tension and attraction. Use playful banter and teasing to keep her on her toes and interested in you. 4. Touch. Touch is a powerful way to create sexual tension. Use light touches on her arm, shoulder, or hand to create a physical connection. Just make sure to read her body language and make sure she is comfortable with your touch. By using these psychology tricks to make any woman obsessed with you, you can build sexual tension and create a powerful attraction between you and your crush. But remember to take it slow and read her body language to make sure she is comfortable with the level of physical contact.